and kind of our worst fears, right? Giant black pages, large redacted files.
Sex with children. We are the #1 consumer in hard narcotics. We're the biggest exporter of pornography in the world. Why is there this war against the cartels when we really need to be showing the mirror and looking into the mirror and saying, why does the cartels continue to supply us with little kids to rape, cheap labor, hard narcotics? Because we demand it. They're no different than Amazon. They're just supply and demand.
Hey, all you amazing patriots and fellow Americans and fellow world citizens. So I really considered how to title this video today. Was it going to be the dog and pony show? Was it going to be bread and circus? But I think I'm going to stick with the billion-dollar industry that keeps the wheels of America turning. As you just heard in the clip prior to this, J.J. Carroll explained to you why the cartel is at our door with children and drugs. Because America has become a perverse nation that pays to import innocent children for other people to find satisfaction with.
Adult male who openly provided the address of a strip club as his residence.
So you became aware that you got 329 children that are sent to the same address. Who else knew about that?
The entire executive leadership at Health and Human Services knew about it, as well as the Office of Inspector General and the HSI. But they continued to send children.
Were additional children being sent there even after it was identified that we had 100 children there, 200 children there, 300 children there?
Yes, Senator, I think that before I left the site that number may have been up to 500 plus.
Yesterday, we were promised from Pam Bondi the files of all files, right? And what we saw was what you have to call a dog and pony show. We saw this. Now, for some of you, you're going to continue to rally in Pam's corner, and that's okay, friend. I'm not here to change your mind. However, I am here to advocate for children who will never see their abusers in a court of law. I am here to advocate that the President of the United States begin arresting people who have committed treason and despicable things against children in this nation for the past 40 years, and I want that now. Unlike most Americans, I don't want the circus, nor do I need the bread.
Apparently causing quite a stir online. I haven't been on X, but everybody's fighting. I know Laura Loomer's mad.
What the hell, folks? Who do you have to blow to get the Epstein Files Phase 1? I wonder what these people have to do to get the Phase 2.
I showed up. I didn't know that we were going to arrive at the White House on Epstein drop day, and I didn't really know what to expect. So this came as a big surprise. I do feel like I am someone who earned this binder. But here's the bigger story, because it's true. A lot of what's in here is, old.
By this point, most of you know my content is harmful and I can't be paid for it. So if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee or the rabbits a sack of feed, we greatly appreciate it. It's in the top of comments. Now let's keep going. So I don't know who that lady was, honest to God. I don't. But she got given the coveted Epstein file. Now, if you'll rewind and listen to her closely, she says a few things that make the point for me. I feel like I've earned this.
I do feel like I am someone who earned this binder.
You earned what? Millions of dollars of taxpayer funded operations, investigations into the Epstein files. You earned that from how? What, you talked about it on social media? Well, congratulations, sweetheart.
So it's apparently causing quite a stir online. I haven't been on X, but
you earned it? Second thing she says, we didn't know we were going to be at the White House on Epstein drop day.
I showed up. I didn't know that we were going to arrive at the White House on Epstein drop day, and I didn't really know what to expect. So
why? All of America's been talking about it for the past 6 days. Where have you been? Not on social media?
I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay.
I'm so very confused. Anybody else catch that? That's what I'm talking about when I say paid actors, folks. These people, the only way I can put it to you is like this. I have been building this channel faithfully for 3 years. We're just hitting 100,000 subscribers. You don't build a social media channel into the millions unless the government or a corporation is behind you. That is the fact. I'm not lying to you. A lot of you have small channels. You struggle every day to get anybody new to watch your content because the algorithms work against you, because who owns the algorithms? The corporations, the government. We all know that, folks. This doesn't take a genius to figure out. So you allow certain influencers to get to a stage where they're now so dependent on your handout, they'll say anything you tell them to say. Because if you missed it, I told you guys, I have one video that's ever gone above 500,000 views. That was the Donald Trump book. Remember, I did, a lot of you found me that way. That video has now received 4.2 million views. The payout for a video of that size was $28,000. As of February 22nd, I was no longer eligible to be paid. So what does that mean? It means all the money that 4 million views brought in for YouTube and myself, I don't see. Because instead of paying me up until the 21st when I was within the lines of the partnership program, once they stop you from the partnership program, any money prior that month that you've made, they keep it. It's theirs. It's a scam. But this is what I'm trying to explain to you guys about social media. Some of the biggest channels that you watch, they don't really care about anything but not losing their ability to make money. And can I blame them? Because this is hard work and people have to pay their bills. But if they never get demonetized, it has to make you ask the question, is what they're telling you really the truth? Are they paid actors? Who's supporting them?
Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay.
On a channel my size, right at 100,000, if 10,000 people watch the entirety of the video, you might make $80. So you have got to start understanding how things work, my friends. No one's ever going to be held accountable for what happened to these children if you and I can't put aside how we feel about politicians. I'm not in any politician's corner. I want to do what? Make America great again. Why do we even have to have that slogan? Why do you say that? Make America great again? Because America is not what? It's not great anymore, folks.
The idea that America is a shiny city on the hill is a lie. Can we get back there? Yes, but we're so grossly away from that. And then people try to push back on me, and I go, wait a minute. You're a MAGA, right? Yeah. And just as I am, a full-on Trump MAGA. I did not vote for the Republican Party and president. I vote for President Trump. I have no association with the Republicans. Right. They're gutless. And I asked them, what does MAGA stand for? Make America great again. So when you make that statement, you are literally admitting that America is not great now.
Does anybody really want to dispute that with me? Does anybody really want to have this conversation? Because see, I could take the easy road. I could go back to gardening videos, which they'll pay me for. I could go back and cover nonsensical politicians and they'd pay me for it. But they won't pay me to sit here and tell you the truth. And most of you don't want to hear it. President Trump is probably the best president other than George Washington America has ever had. But at this point, he's made the same mistake he made in his first administration. He is putting in rhinos and people who don't align with Make America Great Again. If you missed it, on the binder, it says Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. Both those names are listed on this binder. So for the ones of you defending Pam by saying, oh, it's all on Kash, you really, really need to open your eyes, friends, because this is so much deeper. This has to do with a perverse sexual demon that has rooted itself in a country built on the blood of Jesus. And as a Christian, as a patriot, as a MAGA, and as a woman that lives here in this country, I want to see people held accountable. I want to see handcuffs, and I want to see them now.
Hearings. Operation Paperclip, we took all the people that were convicted of Nazi crimes, all the scientists in Nuremberg, and then changed their name and then brought them to America. And everyone thought they were killed for their crimes. No, America brought them over here by the thousands. I interviewed a woman named Dr. Juliet Engel that was a MK Ultra participant, and then her parents sold her into sex magic when she was 6 or 7 years old. And she's went in front of Congress multiple times, and she just sent me a text actually about 2 days ago saying, everything that I told you has now been declassified by Congress, and now they're showing that MK Ultra was real. The 1975 church commissions under Jimmy Carter showed that our CIA, through Nazi war criminals that were put inside of our CIA to run experiments, did that to thousands of children and women and men in America, destroyed their lives, sexually perverse, destruction, drugs, you name it. Our government did that. Our government. And no one paid a price.
No one paid the price. How many more times in American history are we going to have that said about past generations? No one paid the price. Children sold into sex magic. If you don't know what that is, friend, it's time for you to open your eyes. You can't live in this country and not understand the supply and demand issue that we have. Let me tell you guys a little story. Had somebody call me today, known them my whole life, they're actually kin to my husband, distant. Wanted me to help them because the police raided their house. Their 20-year-old was in discussion with undercover police officers, obviously he didn't know, with child pornography. So the police raided the house, arrested the child. He's an adult. She calls him her baby. Puts him in jail. He's in a turtle suit because now he wants to off himself because he's been caught. Now, this young man has physical issues, but he has nothing wrong with his brain. Nothing. Her excuse, he didn't know what he was doing. Her excuse, he never opened up the files. Her excuse, they caught him in a sting. Her excuse, they set him up. Her excuse, if his daddy was still alive, this would have never happened. Never once did I hear her say what my son did was disgusting. What my son did was injure innocent children. There are too many Americans that when it comes close to home, when you know your son, your husband, your brother, or even your wife is into this stuff, you make excuses for them. You make excuses for them. You blame it on somebody else. We have to stop. These are children. America, please, for the love of God, let's not end up on the wrong side of history again. In 20 years, people discussing the Epstein files going, no one was ever held accountable. Could we all come together for the children? That's all I'm asking you. You don't have to like me. I probably, let's be honest, wouldn't like you. You can love me. Maybe I would love you too. I've made a lot of great friends from you guys. We stay in contact. I got, where's it at? Because I kept it because it made me cry. I got this in the mail the other day with her last $5 and I sobbed like a baby. I sobbed like a baby because that's all I needed to know, that somebody knew where my heart was. I will never have it said that this channel did anything other than fight for the children. And if you can't fight for the children with me, you already know how I feel about that. because Snarky Starky will come out at you. I'm not taking excuses. I don't want to hear they need more time to redact names. Stop accepting the excuses. They've had this for 3 years. We should see arrest at this point. And if you guys don't start parroting that, arrest, 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 send it to your congressmen. Do something. Do something. These are children that have been kidnapped from a foreign country, can't speak our language, and they're hidden in our country. And you want to debate and get angry with me because I pointed out that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel aren't doing what we wanted them to? That's what you're going to unsubscribe for? Good. Get off my channel. For the rest of you, help me save these children. You helped me get to Maui for children. Help me with this. Help me, America. If our government won't do it, we can. We can. I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video.